Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse getting started right at 9 very close to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Not quite right on the dot as usual, but a lot better than 9:15. So here we are. If you're new, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, even better. Welcome back. First half of the live stream, we'll cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, and anything else that jumps out at us on the watch list. Second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests and answer questions, blah, blah, blah. Help me help you with the algorithms. I'd appreciate it. Smash a like, comment, repost the live stream, share with your friends, family, all that stuff. Get in your chart requests early, and then we can don't be like a late requester, because then I might be tired. I might already be an hour into it or more. And so then you'd be on the next one. So hello, pickled mango spicy. What up? Ruth Matney 4433. You are the best. Thanks, Ruth. Appreciate that. Rise up 8647. I'm not sure what that means. Sizzle Moon song. Robbie, can you chart TNSR, USD, and Coinbase? Sure. Good morning, Ivan the Great. Good morning. Yeah, so might as well jump right into it. But Bitcoin's relief rally, the Bitcoin's relief continues, but it definitely hasn't felt like a rally. My goodness. When I was drawing out max pain and it was spiking up, and my drawings were spike up, spike down, up, like this, I thought that was max pain. This might be max pain for swing traders, right? Swing trading, this might be max pain. It's pretty much the same price as it's been since November 20th, right? We talked about this before, actually. So from here, yes, we've seen price go 4% above the current price, and we've seen price go below it 11%. I think when we did this before, price was like 89,000 or 88,000, and it was down like 8% and it was up 8%. So 88,000 is probably like the average, and we're slightly above that average. So it hasn't done much, right? There's been a relief because this is a big push down, right? Big push down. So there's been a relief from the big push down, but we haven't really seen a rally. So, from the bottom wick, it's up like 17%. And from the bottom wick, it's up, let's see, from the bottom wick here to the top wick, it was up 17.43%. Currently up 12% from the bottom wick over here. So again, Bitcoin's still getting relief, but it hasn't felt like a rally. Are we finally going to see a rally? Are we going to finally see those higher prices, above 97,500 all the way up to 103,500? That's what we're kind of watching and waiting for. Yesterday, we did talk about, as prices coming back down 92, 91, all the way down to 90,000, and came all the way to 89,000. But yesterday, we were talking about, is the relief rally over, or are we just coming back for a retest of the training dots, right? So it was drawn out as if we were coming back to the training dots and then build up some more momentum to 96,000, maybe like next week or so, come back, maybe it comes back to the training dots again, and then gets that one last final push up. It would just take some time to play out. All through over here, we've been talking about Bitcoin having bounce, having a relief rally of 30 to 40%, having a relief rally of 45 to 60 days. So But if we count it back from this wick here, we're already at 48 days. So if this were to play out, which is possible, maybe 63 days. So probably be right on track. And then before the next bigger drop down, like say there's another bounce back up over here to create a lower high, you could be in there like how long? 70, 68 days, right? So getting to that 70-day time frame before that next big drop down. So we're already starting to see that the big arrow up guys on the relief rally are still thinking we're going to go make new all-time highs, right? They're still thinking we're going to make new all-time highs. The higher time frames have already flipped bearish. They were flipping bearish back in October, but they have already flipped bearish. So someone asked me, what's the probability of Bitcoin reversing like NVIDIA and going to make new all-time highs? My response was, after looking at the two chart comparisons, and there were several reasons why there were a lot of differences between Bitcoin and NVIDIA, but it's a very, 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 very small percentage, probably less than 1% of that possibility, in my opinion, based off of, the charts of what we've been looking at and stuff. And a lot of things considering it, the probability is that it won't do that. So it's a high probability that this is just a relief rally. So, and that's the way I would be playing it, is the relief rally. So obviously none of this is financial advice. Obviously this is for educational purposes only. And obviously we try to have a little bit of fun along the way, whether that's making fun of me or making fun of Caesar. Good afternoon. Oh, just kidding, Caesar. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You must be on the East Coast. Let's see, 12 p.m. Yeah, here in the East Coast. What range of price do you think will be the next bear market bottom? We'll cover it. We've covered it a lot, but we'll keep covering it on pretty much every live stream. But the last bear market bottom was at longer term target 5. But Bitcoin continues to be lesser to the upside and lesser to the downside. The one caveat, the one asterisk to that statement is it could go lower than target 4, target 5 if, this is a big if the overall stock market was going through like a .com bubble like crash or a 2008 like crash, then I would say would be, instead of lesser to the downside, it would be more to the downside, because I still consider Bitcoin like a high risk tech stock, right? So we'll see. We don't want to. We want to just play it level by level and not get too bullish and not get too bearish, and try to look at the charts with a clear lens as a swing trader. So we can get into all that. We'll cover the Bitcoin weekly chart. We'll cover the Bitcoin 2-week chart. We'll cover the Bitcoin 3-week chart, the Bitcoin monthly chart. We are going to cover MicroStrategy. We'll cover altcoins, the dollar, DXY, the Magnificent Seven, all that, all your chart requests, all that stuff. So get ready. We're going to try to go a little bit faster and furious so we can get through a lot more charts today and keep it within that hour, because I got to meet with one of my good buddies. He was in my wedding and stuff. He was an usher in my wedding, but we made him dress up. My buddy Quee. Shout out to Quee if you're watching. I doubt it, but maybe. Got to meet him for lunch. So, and I got a lot of things to do. I always say that. I have a lot of things to do on my checklist to get done today. And so I got to meet him at 11:30. So got to get rock and rolling. But before we do that, live stream is not sponsored by anybody. We don't take affiliate money. We haven't taken affiliate money. Maybe we would take affiliate money. I mean, I have an affiliate link for TradingView, but I've never posted it. I've never made $1 off of TradingView. But I talk about TradingView, and we use TradingView every single day. So if TradingView is watching this or tag TradingView, I would take sponsorship money from TradingView because I use it every day. But I've never taken $1 from them. I do have an affiliate link, but I've never shared it or posted it. Or another company that I truly believe in or I truly use on a daily basis. But at least TradingView is giving me 2 free expert accounts. They reached out to me. I didn't reach out to them. So thank you for that. And we get all the trading bots set up over there, all the indicators, all that stuff. So anyways, that's what we're continue to do over here. But long story short, we continue to roll out plans on Sniper Elite. It was $49 a month, and all we did was roll out the 2 trading bots. So you still get the 2 trading bots, and then we added the original 70 plus recorded coaching videos. It literally takes you A through Z. It's pretty crazy, all that stuff. So it's $49, and we continue to upgrade the portal, the dashboard. It's the worst the dashboard's ever going to be for $49. Liquidity is this tab: futures, options, ETF, indicators. It's the worst that it's ever going to be. We're actively building out every single one of these, and we're actively going to continue to make each tab better and better and better. It's the worst the liquidity is ever going to be. So the $49 is while we're getting into all of this. The $49 is while we're continuing to build all this out. Once this is like fully built out, there's no way it's going to be $49, right? There's no way. So we're building it. So you're kind of racing. If you haven't signed up yet, you're kind of racing against the clock, right? You're racing against the clock. And you're going to be like, say a stock or a crypto asset's pumping or about to pump. We're like a pending buy signal right now. The weekly chart's bullish. The 2-week chart's bullish on building out the portal. Maybe not the monthly chart yet, but there's a pending buy signal right now. And if you haven't bought yet or get in, we're about to have a buy signal. And then the momentum pumps to the upside after that. We're at pending buy right now. We already had, when we went live with just 2 trading bots, there was bullish divergence, right? There's bullish divergence. And then we started adding in the dashboard liquidity, right? Then there was a sneaky higher low on our build out. Now with the recorded coaching added, the recorded coaching, you've got all the recorded coaching videos over here. And we've added the news, right? You can click on it. There's actually corresponding charts with the article. You could read the full article. Setups, got all the details. If I click on there, right? The chart, everything's on there. A whole paragraph. The screener coming soon. The intelligence coming soon. It's all going to be cohesive. It's all going to be working together. The data and the intelligence is all going to come together. It's going to be integrated. It's going to all be integrated together. It's going to integrate into the dashboard, the liquidity, the recorded coaching, maybe. I mean, we've uploaded all the recorded coaching videos into the intelligence, right? Artificial. The news, the setups, the screener, the intelligence, it's all going to be integrated. It takes time, but we're ahead of schedule. This is we're further along than I thought on the portal. And of course, manage your own plan. Once you sign up and you manage your own plan, say you started with the $9 and you're like, well, that's just the dashboard, or no, that's just the liquidity. And then I'm going to upgrade to 29. Well, that's just the dashboard and the liquidity. I want it all, right? I want it all for $49. And actually, there's not too many people signing up on, to be honest, there's not too many people signing up on the $9 or the 29. Like, truly is the most popular is the $49 a month, because we're just continuing to stack it and stack it and stack it and stack it and stack it. We're going to just keep stacking this for the $49. Screener and intelligence coming soon. We have rolled out dashboard, liquidity, recording, and news and setups. So now there's 5 things that we rolled out in the portal, including the setups. And I'm going to try to find at least one banger based off of swing trading charts. And we'll see. We'll see how we do. But Path was the latest one. And it may be a mid, it could just be a 30 to 60 day swing trade. I'm not sure. Could be a longer hold if it just keeps pumping. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be multiple Path entries and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. But that's it. It's the worst it's ever going to be, and we're continuing to build it out. Just like we said, when we only had the 2 trading bots, we had this trading bot and this trading bot that's rolled out so far. We went live $49 a month, way too cheap just for the trading bots, in my opinion. We only had that when we went out $49, and now we've continued to add tools like we said we would. So there you go. There you go. Those screener and intelligence hasn't been rolled out yet, so still in the admin portal. But with that, we'll get rocking and rolling here. Still a relief rally, in my opinion. Still a relief rally. More of a relief than an actual rally. But we were thinking yesterday, as price didn't continue to pump and it was reversing, that we're probably going to come back for a retest of the trading dots. And we did. We retested it. Now, maybe today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, maybe we start to see it pump back up by next Thursday, so a week from now. And then we'll find out if it's going to actually come up into this target area first, or come back down, put another higher low in. So higher low, higher high, maybe another higher low, followed by a higher high. And then we'll find out if we have to readjust this again to where it pumps up even higher, then a higher low, blah, blah, blah. So relief rally till proven otherwise. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. So relief rally, letting the trending dots catch up. So price came back to retest the trending dots on the daily chart, and the relief rally, in my opinion, is letting the trending dots and price come back to retest the trending dots. So last week we talked about that. It was at 103. The week before we talked about that, it was at 105. The week before we talked about it was at 107. The week before that, 1 month ago exactly, was 108. And when we were talking about the relief rally at 112, 110, 108, we talked about it and I covered it and I said, I don't think we get back to 110, right? I made that post already that I don't, being able to sell your Bitcoin at $110,000, being able to sell your Bitcoin at $110,000 at least 5 weeks ago, it's probably going to be the last time you're going to be able to sell your Bitcoin at $110,000 for much longer than what people think. Probably the last time you're going to be able to sell it at 110. And then once we lost the weekly support at 108, 250-ish, right? 108, 250-ish, 127, depending on what exchange you're looking at, and took out this pivot point over here with this candle close. that broke structure. I know people were waiting to break this. I was waiting, I wasn't waiting, but I was pointing out, don't break this structure. Then don't break this. And it did. And now people have moved the goalpost. Well, it hasn't broken this structure. This is the same exact thing that they said in 2022, right? And then they became DCA bros once it broke this pivot point over here. Because by then you're already so far away from the top. It's like, what are you even doing, right? What are you even doing, bro? Come on, bro. Looks like a bear flag, right, on the weekly chart. But, if you start to see price come back up into here, then it might not look like a bear flag as much. So, and my thoughts about patterns. They're good for ideas, but I don't trade off of patterns by themselves. In my opinion, you get wrecked. Over time, you get wrecked. So, because not only the direction might be 50%. I don't have any true data on this, just eyeball test over obsessively staring at charts over and over and over again. But a pattern works out 50% of the time in the direction and probably hits the target if it's going in the right direction 25 to 30% of the time. So, and then for you to execute that trade perfectly, it's not a good enough win rate by itself, in my opinion. But if it already lines up with your chart idea and adds to it, then I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it. Just not standalone. So the thesis is still relief rally and then lower, right? So let's look at the weekly charts. Still relief rally into the trailing dots. There we go. So still a relief rally. This was right. So if you get that relief rally into the trailing dots, however high, if it's higher, if it's not as high, and then you just get a wick, sometime in the next month or less, right? So that's the trajectory of the trailing dots. Could spike above it, could have a buy signal on the weekly chart, and then flip right back around. However high or low it goes, right? So if it's lesser to the downside, maybe price comes back to the 200-week moving average in May at some time, bounces, comes back lower, creates bullish divergence. If it's going to come back down to the same prices as 2022, then it'd come back down well below the 200-week moving average, and the bullish divergence would be we'd still be looking for bullish divergence, just much lower, right? So however it plays out, but starting to feel more like lesser to the downside. Maybe target 5 won't be hit, and so we would have to move up the bullish divergence just because the price action doesn't play out exactly. But if it's kind of playing out like that, maybe the lower high and the trailing dots. Like if it would have gone lower first and then pumped up higher, and there was more volatility to the downside and upside, and there's bigger swings, then I would still be leaning towards target 5. And of course, what we're talking about is if a stock market like NASDAQ, SP 500 is going through a 40 or 50% correction or more, then probably going to be looking at not only target 5, but even possibly lower than that. So, but if it's not, and it's just more of like a 2022 correction, this is my current thesis right now. So at least retest the 200-week moving average before it makes a new all-time high. So We'll find out if that happens or not. We will see. We will see. So that's the weekly chart. It was originally drawn out on October 10th with Heiken back over here, and then started candle close below it. We got to put on the log. So that's the log. You got to fix this. That's why it looked off, right? So put this back up here like this. Yeah, that lines up a lot better once you go log on the weekly chart. So sideways, 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 maybe up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever it is. Come back to retest the trending dots in the coming weeks or month or so. And then the trending dots after that rejects price, and we come back down to the 200-week moving average, right? End of April or May. So we will see. We will see. We will see. We've been watching this. We'll continue to watch it. And like I said, it takes time for the ship to get turned around. So that's the weekly chart. 2-week chart. Let's get back on the candles. Let's get back off the log. And we'll just look at it without all the drawings. 2-week chart. Similar thoughts. Price is letting the trending dots catch up, right? The trending dots have flipped red. The trend is downward, right? This one sell signal was when the trending dots were upward and the bull run had already started, right? So pullback, and it's buy the dip season, right? So sell signal, candle closes below the trending dots, candle closes below the trending dots. Trending dots start to flip bearish, 3 of them, and then continues that way all the way till they flip green on March 2023. So it is lagging, right? It is lagging, and there's still so many people still calling for new all-time highs. It's wild. So started to flip bearish in February, and they didn't flip green until 13 months later, right? So started to flip red, and maybe it doesn't flip green until, let's see, when was that? December? January, right? So maybe they don't flip green till January, but I will probably be already in a position by then based off of bullish divergence down here, and then buying the right dip on January 4th at 16,800, right? So we played that out in real time. Bum, 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 bum. We got a lot of comments. We'll cover all the comments on the second half of the live stream, so stay tuned. That's the 2-week chart. Long-term bearish divergence getting picked up on the indicator. RSI sell signal, MACD crossovers, you name it. 3-week chart. Sell signal below the trending dots, could be flipping with a red bearish candle soon. Maybe the next 3-week candle. So if this doesn't close till the end of January, so maybe end of January or February, there'll be a red trending dot on the 3-week chart as well. Monthly chart, candle closes below the trending dots, first time since 2022, right? So once the green trending dots are bullish, now they're below it. Long-term bearish divergence getting picked up on the monthly chart. RSI sell signal. The last buy signal was October 2023, so it's lagging. MACD bearish crossover. Last MACD bullish crossover was March or May. So, and so on and so on and so on. So lagging indicators have already flipped, right? So there you go. But the relief rally is still intact. came back for a retest, but feels more like a relief than an actual rally. So hopefully we get a rally to satisfy the swing traders. And we don't want to just go sideways forever. But $90,000 since November 12th, 2024. So, you know, if you're making buys up here, going all the way back to 2024, you're not making a lot of money. Like if you're just buying and holding since 2024, you're not making a lot of money, right? So I know a lot of people like to talk about it on Twitter for clicks and as like a badge of honor, but there's been better assets to buy and hold since November. So it's great for swing trading, amazing for swing trading, but buy and hold, right? If you're buying the top, like, Michael Saylor bought the top again. Okay. Well, if you buy the top from November 2021, you're up 42% divided by dollar value, divided by factoring in dollar value, divided by 4.5 years, at least 4 years. Simple math is 10% per year. Okay. SP 500 is like 8.5%. And then if you factor in inflation, the dollar value, it's, it's okay. If you go back to buying the top of April 2021, that's like almost 5 years. That's 12%. 5 years, 12%, right? Almost 5 years. Almost 12%. So I guess, but there was some, what was it, 2020 and 2021, there was like 9% inflation. So it's outperforming inflation, but is it outperforming other assets, right? You could have done like Mike G, right? One of our longtime market snipers. Shout out to Mike G. Swing traded Bitcoin, then swing traded Tesla with realized gains, then swing traded silver, realized gains, right? So he was more of a hodler and like battled me for a long time as like a hardcore Bitcoin investor. And he's making way more money now. Way more money, right? So shout out to Mike G. And he just arbitraged me. Longtime market snipers we're paying $79 a month for recorded coaching and 2 indicators. They're canceling the $79 a month, and then they're doing the $49 a month, or some of them are doing the $490, which is $40 a month. So they're arbitraging me $30 to $40 a month, and they get way more tools, but they deserve it. They've been long-time market snipers for 2, 3, almost 4 years now. We started at the end of February 2022, right? So there we go. Awesome. Mike G, Dan Marshall, shout out to them. Dan M. Arbitraging me. Good for them. Long-time market snipers. What else? Ethereum. Daily chart. The relief doesn't feel much of a rally, but it is the relief. From that big drop down to 26.16. So doesn't look great though. Doesn't look great. Can't even hit target 2. Started to get pumps up to over here. The probabilities increase. If we get a higher low, starts pumping again, the probabilities will increase even more. Could take some time to play out, right? The green training dots are catching up. So still above them, still bullish. But my goodness, the relief is there. The rally, not so much yet. XRP, similar thoughts. drew this out. Could come back to the training dots, probably more something like that. Right, we were just drawing these quickly on a previous live stream, but chain link a link. Trending dots, Cardano. Bounce / relief rally until proven otherwise. All go. There you go. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Boom. H bar pending sell signal is above the training dots, but keep that in mind if you're trading H bar. Bullish divergence. So everything still aligns that I think it's going higher, but keeping an eye on it. XLM, MicroStrategy, relief rally. Talked about a relief rally. Bullish divergence on MicroStrategy. Getting closer. Possible pending buy signal in the near future. See if we get a relief rally up to, I don't know, $200 maybe. Maybe more, right? Previous relief rally in 2022 went higher. NASDAQ is down. SP 500 is flat, was down. 4-hour chart. I posted a 4-hour chart last night. There was a sell signal. It came back down. Could be getting there's a pending buy signal, but it's below the trailing dot. So broke down, closed below, and then see if it starts to roll over, and that would be the lower high. So bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart, sell signal, bounce back up, lower high, and then comes back down. Possible. So higher probability of further correction would be a lower high, right? Would be a lower high on a 4-hour chart. So there's going to be a lot of whipsawing when there's futures, high leverage in play, right? So let's get back on the daily chart. Gold, bearish divergence, could be a lower high. So again, I wouldn't be like, even though this isn't financial advice, but me personally, I wouldn't be shorting gold. I wouldn't be shorting silver. Could you? Sure. Of course you could. But when the higher time frames are ultra bullish, I mean, it'd have to be the right setup. But when the higher time frames are bullish and ultra bullish, then it's still buy the dip season. And this buy the dip season, there's a pullback, and everyone said that, oh, Bitcoin's going to take off now because they're finally going to, crash back down, right? And I'm like, well, the higher time frames are still ultra bullish, so it's still buy the dip season. I was saying that even back over here, buy the dip season, and it came back to $45. Buy the dip, and then it took off to the upside, right? Not because I have a magic crystal ball, but because I look at the higher time frames and it shows the overall direction, however you want to say it. Thomas, nice. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Cool. I appreciate that. Let's see. So eventually we will see a bigger correction, but I wouldn't be shorting it. So if you were thinking we're going to have a bigger pullback, you may want to consider locking in profits if you're swing trading. If you swung trade this, you probably have already exited or you're in the process of exiting based off of a multi take profit strategy. However you set it up, right? However you set it up, there's multiple ways to exit settings, position management tools, all that. So there's multiple ways to exit a position to take profit, lock in realized gains, and you can scale it out too. You can scale it out depending on what you're trading and how many contracts. If you're on silver futures or if you're spot, you can scale it out spot, all that stuff. So, still buy the dip season until proven otherwise. It was buy the dip season back here. And if it just kind of goes through a topping pattern and takes time off the clock and it goes higher, or maybe the higher time frames start to flip bearish, right? So we'll keep looking at more charts and we're going to still do the chart requests. Just going to take a quick So this is Rivian. Since it probably, I don't even know what the IPO was, but say the IPO was here, pump and dump IPO all the way up to 179 and then bear market. So many IPO scams out there. So many like for early quote unquote investors who try to get in an IPO, right? There's so many pump and dumps. And now they do it in crypto too, right? So just be aware of that. I prefer more chart history. Now there's a 200-week moving average that's been established since September 2025. And now we're back above it, right? So that's positive. That is bullish positivity right there. We've gone a huge correction, huge on Rivian, 95% drop, 95%. Reason number 2 million. Why I don't hodl, right? Oh, I believe in Rivian. 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 Wow. I lost so much money. I didn't make any money. If you're not making money, you're losing money to the inflation, right? You bought up here, hold, 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 hold. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So the monthly chart is not bullish yet, but the 3-week chart is bullish. Had a buy signal at $17, right? We've been talking about it. We've been covering it. We've been talking about it. We've been covering it. It was breaking out of this consolidation over here at $15. Came back for a retest of the 200-week moving average. Just delete that. And so the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, the 3-week chart is all bullish. The daily chart is bullish. The last buy signal was over here at $15 and continues to be bullish as of now. And the probabilities continue to increase that not only was longer term target 1 hit, but fill this gap at 20. It was almost filled. It was almost filled. So one of the market bosses front ran the gap, consolidated, come back up, fill that gap, and then see how it takes off from there. That gap has been open since December 28th. There are probably other gaps as well. Let's see. Do we have other gaps? That gap was filled. Not really. So expecting at least a bounce, maybe not new all-time highs, but at least expecting a bounce, at least expecting a relief rally. Maybe that relief rally, once the monthly chart flips bullish as well, can relief rally all the way up to longer-term target 2. It's possible a relief rallies all the way up to longer-term target 3. It's possible that the relief rallies all the way up to longer-term target 4. Looking at their earnings reporting, it's not as green as there was a lot of red back here, but not as green as, say, Path that I posted on the setups. But for a longer midterm, Mike's still good. Yep. The longer midterm hold, it still looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to add it to my setups just because maybe if there was a bigger pullback followed by a buy signal while the monthly chart was also, bullish on the monthly chart, 3-week chart too. If everything lined up and we already had the setup portal, I probably would have added this. But now that the portal is live with the setups, then we're already you would already be in a position, right? So you'd already be in a position. And so I wouldn't post a setup where you're already in a position because that's hindsight, right? And why would I post a setup, saying, oh, the setup was $14.98, but I'm posting it now at, a month later or 3 weeks later, and price is higher, right? So I'm not going to do that. It has to be in real time. If I find a setup, it's real time. But if you're already in it to win it, like I've been posting about it way back here, right? Posting about it way back here. Then you're trying to push it as long as possible, trying to hold on for dear life. Eventually, prices are going to come back and retest the training dots. Eventually. When? We don't know. Could be a long time, right, before it retests. But eventually, it'll retest the training dots, whether it's the daily chart, the weekly chart, etc. So just retested the training dots. So it may not retest the training dots on the higher time frames for a little bit longer, but that's where we're at right now. Rivian. bullish on the daily, bullish on the weekly, the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, and possibly soon on the 4-week chart. Lemonade, still buy the dip season. Two of the four longer term targets have been hit so far. Bullish on the weekly chart, probably the 2-week chart, ultra bullish on the 3-week chart. You can see it broke back above the 200-week moving average. Very similar to these other ones. Positive bullish earnings. Big drop, just like we're talking about, right? 94, 95%. Very similar setups that I've already posted with Lemonade. Talked about it. Now we're just watching it unfold, right? Now we're watching it unfold. Monthly chart. After the buy signal on the monthly chart. So a little bit different, 240% since the monthly buy signal, where it had a buy signal before the 200-week moving average. Rivian hasn't had a buy signal on the monthly chart yet, but it is above the 200-week moving average. So that's that might be even more bullish in a sense of it might pump faster, right? It's possible. It's possible. So Lemonade, Disney. DocuSign. So buy signal got rejected at the 200. This could be, let's see. This is probably going to go. I just re-looked at this one today. This one's still perfect timing to put in the setups. This one might go in the setups. I might have to do a full write-up today before it, because the buy signal was at $69 and 57 cents. So it's still underneath that as of this second. And when I looked at it this morning, it was 67.42. I'm like, ooh, I might have to do a setup. So I might have to do that setup when we get off of here. That could be the next. I'm only supposed to. Alex challenged me to do one setup per week. But I might, if they all start popping at the same time, I might have to just do more. And then it's just kind of like, then there's nothing for a while. And then there's more and there's nothing. DocuSign's probably going to have to go into the setup portal. So, woo, setup portal. I don't love the algo one because it's a relief rally. Path was after like a 90% correction. DocuSign, probably like a 90% correction. Lemonade was a 95% correction. So those I'm more excited about, right? I'm more excited about those because it had a massive correction. It has been battling. I found DocuSign on the screener. plug. But I'm actually using the tool. So 88% drop. Bear market for 1,584 days. It seems primed, right? It seems primed. So what is this? What's this gap up here? The yellow dotted line I always do. That's a massive gap. This is definitely going on. It's got to go on the portal. 31% gap. Oh my gosh. I got to put that one on. I gotta get mom in on this one, I think. Mom's gonna text me, hey, we should buy DocuSign. I'm like, okay, mom, how'd you know? DocuSign's going on the portal, I think, and I gotta hurry up. Teladoc, maybe, could be finally. Right? Teladoc. This one's like been brutal, right? But maybe not this. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's too soon for a portal play. Like I want a high win rate. So I might not put it on the just only for that reason I probably wouldn't put it on the portal. But it's too soon. Do I think it comes back retests this? Yes. But it's probably too soon to put on the portal. It's really risky. And I want my win rate to be higher. But you do have a buy signal on the daily chart and you have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Like that's when I bought Bitcoin with 5x leverage in 2023, January 2023. So, but for the portal purposes, I want additional higher time frames to flip bullish. So I'm not going to put that one on the portal. It's not flipping the 200 or anything like that. So I'm going to be more conservative for the portal, but those are still high risk assets. They've tech stocks, et cetera, et cetera. AI stock, right? So it's still high risk, but I think I'm going to stay away. Maybe I will add the relief rallies here and there, but like Hive, for example, probably not going to do the relief rallies like Algo anymore. Buy signal, bullish divergence, relief rally. I don't love it because it's bearish on the higher time frame. So I know better, and I probably should have, but I did the Algo one before we went live with the setups. So now I'm kind of, I could just delete it and cancel it, but I'll just leave it. If it gives me I already locked in 6%. It was like 6.94%. I already locked in 25% of the trade was 6.94%. And then I moved the stop loss to break even. So if it gets stopped out, still made like a little bit of money. So it's still going to be a win. But the rest of it is open with the break even. So it may get stopped out because I moved it to break even. So I'm just gonna leave it. But in the future, I'll probably just look for the bigger moves. What else? Zcash. Someone brought it up yesterday and a few days ago, and it was looking like the classic Wall Street cheat sheet. This is the big drop. This is the relief rally. And then in hindsight, yesterday there was a sell signal, and now there's follow through. So Magnificent Seven, Apple. Can't wait to tell Mom I told you so in a month. Pending sell signal, Nvidia, PLTR, pending sell signal, TQQQQQQQ, SMCI, still bearish, Apple, ultra bearish on the daily chart. Weekly chart could have a sell signal in the near future. Microsoft, Meta, Netflix, still bearish. NASDAQ, SP 500 flat. Dollar. Tesla. There is a gap up here. So it's possible there's a lower high. Right? Or maybe it just comes back for a retest and the lower high is somewhere over here. But Google, Amazon. Not yet. Hasn't even retested the trailing dots yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Pivot. All right. Let's go back over here to all the comments. And let's start getting, I'll cover all the comments, but also let's start doing some chart requests, get this rocking and rolling. Or time wise, yeah, it's been over an hour or right at an hour right now. So let's get rocking. Crypto T and SR on Coinbase. That's perpetuals. Might not have a lot of chart history. Let's do this one. Yeah. That's better. Yep. Still bearish on the daily chart. Bearish on the weekly chart. Yeah, there's not much really to report here. There's not much value I can add on it. It's just down, right? So even if you went to the 4-hour chart, even the 4-hour chart doesn't look great. So yeah, there's not much I can help you with there, Robbie. So sorry about that, but not much really to report. What else? Covered that. Oh, I'm bullish. Maybe just not on, I'm bullish on the relief rally. I'm bullish on swing trading. I'm bullish on path. I'm bullish on other assets, but you're probably talking about Bitcoin. How do you compare BTC drawdown October to now versus drawdown versus April, June, July? No, I do not. No, I do not. I think I've done the comparison every day in the live streams, and the comparison is 2022. So if you just look at when I talk about the higher time frames, the weekly, the 2-week, 3-week, and the monthly chart, it's the November, December, January, February of 2021, 2022 comparison. 2022 comparison. So that's what I think. Yeah. I covered MicroStrategy, and everyone wants to short the bottoms and buy the tops, right? I'm not trying to pick on you, Matt Thompson, but we were talking about a MicroStrategy that there was bullish divergence, and we could be seeing a relief rally in the near future, and price is down like 70%. So buying puts, if you're selling puts, that's different. But if you're buying puts on MicroStrategy, you're buying you're shorting the bottom, a local bottom. I don't think it's the bottom. I think it's possibly a local bottom, and we probably don't need to look at that one ever. Remember, there's a pending buy signal, and you're talking about before the pending buy signal earlier on the live stream. Said probably have a pending buy signal in the near future, but after this move down, this is when people want to start shorting it. And I'm more about, I'd rather short it up here, short the bounce. But after a huge drop like that, and now we're going through bullish divergence, and we're going through a possible relief. The relief rally seems to be on, right? The relief rally seems to be on. came back for a retest of the trending dots, similar to Bitcoin. Now it's pushing back up. Get the relief rally that we've been talking about. And then after relief rally, maybe that would be a lot better time to short it. But shorting down here is the opposite of what you want to do, to be honest. Opposite of what I want to do. I don't give financial advice, but okay. I think there's a lot better entry. Like it's pumping this way, right? So if there's a relief rally, then right, see that trend line? Break that trend line and then bigger move down. So I mean, it did that in 2022. It could go lower. Yep. It's been lesser to the upside and lesser to the downside. However, Bitcoin has never experienced a dot-com bubble and has never experienced 2008 crash. So that's the one. I agree. Unless. And the unless is if there's a bigger market correction. We don't have a magic crystal ball. So yes. I guess. TSLQ. Let's take a look. I've never looked at this chart before. These are high risk. The 2x ETF longs or shorts, right? So holding it long term is a losing game, right? Holding it long term is losing game. You can see if you're holding it to short the market means you're bullish on this 2x short. So if you're buying this, you're bearish on Tesla, and you can see it's just a losing game over time. So the daily chart is bullish. No, that's a 4-hour chart. Oh, okay, let's get off 4-hour chart. Right? So can you catch this move? Yeah, you could. You could, for sure. But it's an in and out. So it's high risk. It's designed. You're designed to lose money, right? So that's the daily chart. It is above the trailing dots, but it's still battling. Weekly chart is super bearish, right? It would take a lot for the ship to get turned around. So I don't, could this be the bottom? Sure, it could, right? But that's the overall trend, right? Yeah, I guess it depends on how much of a move you're looking for. I just, retracement of this maybe, or a retracement of more likely scenarios is just a retracement of this. So maybe a retracement up here. Yeah, it's not something for me personally. This chart doesn't make me interested to buy whatsoever. I would probably just rather short Tesla. But if buying puts on Tesla is too expensive, then maybe that's why you're looking at this. But it's not for me. So if you bought here, the caution is all the higher time frames are bearish. So Tao having a good week. Tao. Take a quick glance at it. Might as well. You brought it up. Yep. Sure is. It's the daily chart. But, weekly chart has a lot of work to do. Weekly chart is below the trending dots. So, which is at about as of this week, about 330. 330. That's probably why I have the trend line out like that. But yeah, you're right. It's having a good week. SBet. Pick one. Let's do the first one. SBet. Kind of already, Bitfarm, we already looked at Hive and stuff. So let's see. What is SBet? SharpLink Gaming. Is that correct? Oh, there's crypto SBet too. So we'll look at Bitfarm. You got to put in all the details, but I have Bitfarm here, so we'll look at that. Where is it? Where is Bitfarm? Boom, 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 boom. So Bitfarm, similar to Hive, bullish divergence, higher low, relief rally, bounce, right? At least a bounce. see how it plays out from there. But as Bitfarm, yeah, put in all the details so I can keep the live streaming. And if you want to take a look at SBet tomorrow, then feel free to jump on the live stream with us tomorrow. And we're already over an hour, and it's kind of a late request anyways. We talked about it. So remind me tomorrow, and if you want to take a look at it, we will. With that, thanks for all of your support. Thank you for helping me with the algorithms. Help me, help you, help me with the algorithms. Smash a like, comment, repost like Thomas Redker. And no matter what app you're on, X, YouTube, it all helps. And we keep coming back for more on the live streams and continue to sniper the markets together. And we'll see you tomorrow on TGIF. Thank you guys, Friday. With that, have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Adios.